All right, y'all. Welcome back to Dynasty the Podcast. I am your host, Ira Bush, and I just want to thank y'all for tuning in and chiming in. Today we just gonna you know, I'm actually this is not my first time being on like podcasting. I just maybe still in school for television production out there in Hillsborough County. I did a radio show and stuff this past semester over there. And like I said, I appreciate everybody listening and tuning in. I'm thankful for everything, far as opportunity, far as people listening, far as people respecting my opinion on things. I talk about all things political, sports, entertainment. I haven't been too heavy into entertainment. It's not a lot that I'm actually interested in. I do love sports. I haven't still been, I have not been heavily like watching every little detail of the games. I'm really trying to get back into, being more in the community, being more, grounded, far as putting my real input and impact that I was doing when I was younger, and not just sitting here, giving my analysis. And I'm trying to get back more into that. I've been really like focusing my energy on trying to get back on the field properly. And like I said, my children and my family are getting older, wiser and smarter, so it's time for me to really help them, in that realm, as far as sports and activities, and really be hands on. So I'm gearing up towards that. But this does not take a lot of time. This is very easy for me to do. And speaking on, anything like, I've been I went to my daughter's board meeting out there in Broward County yesterday, and the meeting was about it was rule developmental. And it was crazy because I got to actually speak. Actually, everything was recorded. Everything was, it was very like, it was a very serious meeting. So I'm happy I was able to attend. I did not, I was not going in there, I didn't have any ties to who was right or who was wrong, but it was a lot of like ganging up on the guy that got left with the stick to like present all this information to the concerned educators and parents that was there, and also me as a concerned parent. And I was just like, I just had spoke my piece. I spoke my mind. I've been coaching in the counties for since I was 18, and and also just volunteering since I was 16. So all that stuff to me, probably before that, but we're gonna keep it like when you were able to get counted for real. And I look at it like this: I had let both sides know I'm here to like learn. I got the policy that I was concerned mostly about, that was spoken to, and I got the information. So the person who was there gave me the proper information, and all I wanted was all these people who were over all these programs and rural developmental. I need a list of these people so they're not. That's why I wanted to know who was over policy 1000, which is, I don't know. I got to go to the meeting on June 10th. So if you're in Broward County, I like the support of all parents and real educators to go there and be supporting me, because I'm going to definitely chew them out what I had went through last year, and make sure people do not try my children, because I'm not even in that county, and they're not going to disrespect me at all or my family. So also, I went over here to I'm back in Palm Beach right now. I'm not in the school's over for me, and I went to the school. It's still the same crooked, backhand stuff going on over here in Palm Beach. Fraud, people out here doing dealings and corruption going on from all kind of law enforcement, all kind of sheriff departments, all kind of people who've been in the Palm Beach County School Board for over 20, 30, whatever they want to cry about and whine about. We don't care. I don't care. I have two very intelligent. I just had one graduate last year at the top of the class. I also have two that's at the top of the class in the 90 percentile. My nieces and nephew, and they both are very intelligent people, and they got tried just like my daughter. So we not playing around with no child in our family. And so I went in there. I wasn't even, this was they canceled the whole meeting because I was going to attend, and they definitely disrespected my name for the coach here. And I did a lot of work, just putting extra time in. So many of my students still got children as well, so I'm definitely batting for them as well. So I'm not playing around when I go up there. My face is good with all of them. So that disrespect because we're black or whatever, they want to, sit up here and do their little Ku Klux Klan stomping, and they want to put their stay in power and sell out. I ain't got time for all that. And like I said, I'm not coming to really I'm coming to really make sure they understand that they gotta stop and they gotta come up with a better way. This was actually a meeting about budgeting and money and where it's gonna be spent. That's what it seemed like from the title of the meeting. But they canceled it. I went in there, signed in and whatever. Not I know where the meeting gonna be. He told me the day that they're gonna reschedule it. I'll just check the calendar. I'm really since they want me to not be working in the city or in these school boards, I really got time, you know what I'm saying? So, I ain't got no record. I've been in, like I said, I know I never really spoke my mind like I'm speaking now. I really wanted my children to be older, and that's what now it's time for me to really tell them that I'm just not a coach. I'm really very heavily educated. I got a strong family. I got a strong group of women in my family that don't play. And it's just gonna be like it is. I'm always speak up. I got the ability to speak up, and I'm gonna continue to speak up. So, like I said, thank you for everybody who really understand what's going on. I don't care who call themselves in power right now. I don't need no puppets and ran through dummies to come up there and speak like they know what's going on on the ground and on the feet. And and I appreciate all that. That's really understanding of that. My biggest I'm gonna continue went on in the meeting yesterday because I was there. I did attend. First off, it was a lot of people, the doctor, whoever she is, and then they were really coming in there like, why are you coming in here? And then they because they had a pre-meeting that I did virtually. That's how I knew about the meeting. And during the meeting, they were complaining and talking down on the people. But they, my problem is like this. Why are y'all trying to kill the messenger? So and I'm not saying it like actually doing that, but it's like a figure of speech. You can't, the messenger is giving you information that you gotta take and then dissect. And the fact that it said developing the rules, meaning it's still in the process of loading and being constricted and constructed and not even finalized. You don't come in there with your arms up. I feel like they didn't bring reason why people are not, you know what I'm saying? You know how these people mad because they finna get out of their position that they was in and they didn't do a good job. They showed me a 2010, 2011 policy, and during the meeting they like, 2014 that they was revised, but it was the same. I'm like, what does that mean? And you know what I'm saying, they all going over these 2010 rules. It's 2025, so everything has, from far as technology, and like I spoke about that last time, all this AI and artificial fake junk that they threw in probably during 2010 time, and we don't care because I was always manually taught. And you know what I'm saying? This is not the back and forth on what really creates success is actually going through the process yourself. You don't need no robots to do anything for you. So it's like these people all, they come on up there. I could tell, some of these people were coming in a little loopy, you know what I'm saying? They might have took the wrong kind of medication or the wrong kind of wine before, you know what I'm saying? They coming there all hyped up, you feel me? So I'm looking at them like, y'all don't even look crazy. Y'all look crazy coming up here yelling and crying and pouting because it is what it is. And I'm not dissing. I'm just saying, their mothers and, grandmothers and concern, whatever. But they didn't have a substance. They didn't have a resolution. They didn't have no kind of, they didn't have no solution to what their problem they were crying about. Like, I'm looking at it like, okay, he didn't give y'all a list of what is new. Okay, but we looking at it. So take a picture. This is your chance to get the list. I'm looking at it like, okay. And then, like I said, I was concerned. I didn't really tell the story about what happened last year for me. And because I've been in my child's school several times. There was never an issue. It was so random that it was so disrespectful. I'm talking about I've been to graduations, events. I'm talking about I shook hands. I got people in the coaching world that know me in Broward. I'm literally work with these people, and I beat Broward County, Miami-Dade County. I've been in Palm Beach winning so long. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Like these people know me for real. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand that at all. And I'm looking at it like, yeah, this is some sellout, some old backhand. I need a list of everybody that's been involved. Y'all need to post it. I ain't playing. That's how I'm thinking. I ain't really once I get information on who they are, as long as I'm informed, it's not gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm informed, like unless they going way over, because we could go to the Washington D.C., we could go federal, whatever, because this is state. State is state. I understand that I'm probably outnumbered, but you go federal, you're definitely not winning that battle. Not even close. You would never beat me in the federal battle because I know where I come from. I know who I am. It's not never gonna win. They don't want to go that route ever. These people have done so many. I can't even get the craziest stuff is I'm gonna speak on it. It's so crazy because I can't even get food stamps in Florida because so much fraud has been done. Like it's so much backhand, backstabbing. I'm not really stunned because like I told them, like I ain't never gonna starve, what I'm saying, as far as food and petty stuff like that. But you're not gonna sit here and disrespect. I'm just happy the children in my family are excelled in school, which is the most important thing for them. But I do not like that they're not in sports. It's it's just like I ain't trying to have a perfect life. I'm trying to have every resource available that we need to have. And then, when it starts with your family, then trickle down to, and I'm in the realm of coaching, so it's like right after that. So it's like hand in hand almost. So, and then like I'm always gonna chime in, do a class or two. I'm always in the education realm. I'm not sitting here joking about me. Really could care less about getting a degree, but I actually know it's important. I will eventually get it. I'm not, I'm taking my time, but I probably definitely going to eventually get it. Not in no rush. So, it's just okay. It is what it is. And like I said, the title of the day's show is "Who Are These People?" Who are you? Like I don't see nobody but ghosts. Like I don't see nobody. They propped up all these people, these females that meeting. They canceled the meeting today for this budget and this spending. And like I said, all this dismantling of education, all this talking of executive orders, all this. You still got checks and balances. I'm a real voter, so like I said, it was a few years ago they put in like for when they was like gonna raise minimum wage to what I think it was like $15, some stupid number. I'm like $15 by 2026. What? And people didn't even catch what that was. That was what 2016. In a 10 year, it was like at $11 or $12 at the time. I don't even remember the number. It was so low. It's so disrespectful that people are so dumb and clueless. And I'm calling you dumb because I put no, because how we needed at 15 then, because it need to be at 20 now, and it need to be at 22 and 2026 or 21. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't afford like minimum wage. You might have 2-3 kids. Like what's adding up? Like it's not adding up. Like you don't even know how to read proper like basic, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it's that small of an agreement. I'm like, if people are okay that, yes, that's why stuff still messed up. People still get disrespected financially. And I'm getting off a little off topic from the education thing, but like it's just family. This is stuff that I'm looking at. I've not been to Washington D.C. yet. My sister was born in Washington D.C. My mom lived there for almost 3 years, and you know what I'm saying. I know if I go there, it's gonna be big, and I got I got stuff. I ain't look like I said. If I go in over there on the East Coast, over there in that area, and roam for a little bit, and walk a couple, whatever, train, bike, walk, it's gonna be very, very not nothing. I don't care who they got to do checks and balances. And I ain't really got time. I ain't really upset. I just don't like the people in Florida like thinking that they could disrespect my family because we're not going federal. We're in the state. Do the proper thing. Stop acting stupid. Nobody cares who you know. Nobody care how much fraud you did. No, this is earned respect. You know what I'm saying? You better start respecting it. And that's how I be looking at it. So I'm gonna keep coming to these meetings. I'm gonna keep. It's gonna be. It ain't. It is what. Like I said, it's gonna be. I ain't really stunning nobody right now. I'm really on some whole other mindset, and I'm really want my. My. I ain't even been chiming in with the children. They are already over. All of them 9 and up. Basically, they. The youngest. I won't say 9. I got a younger. She like my niece. She probably 7, 6, 7 years, 8 years old now. And one was just born, so we got some youngest now. But it's very not sweet over here, and what I'm saying, and they all intelligent, and I want all of them protected very heavily. I'm not playing with nobody. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep it moving. Finna get on a little bit of light. I'm trying to keep it light. I'm not trying to stay too long today. This was just, I was excited about going to the meeting for real. I got a lot of information. I'm gonna be there June 10th, policy 1000, so I can get a lot of information on that. They're gonna be discussing that. I forgot what he said. The reschedule should be on the calendar. They scheduled it. They really did that out of the blue. I know it was because I was coming up there, and I know it was what I said. I was like, I'm not really playing with these people. These people are not, they prop themselves up as being these people. They don't have the answers. I can't even say. That's how stuff get like, Mr. Screw with me joking, but like they don't have the answers. Like they're just sitting there like robots. Oh, this is what my boss said. Like, who is your boss? Like, he not here. He missed it. He not here. They're canceling meetings. Like, what kind of like, and then this is the end of the school year. So these people don't have nothing really to do. You feel me? They don't have nothing to do. They what they gonna say? Oh, we're preparing for they say they're gonna we preparing for graduation, and I'm like, you're not preparing. The children are preparing. Like, what you gotta do? Just hand them a slip of paper. Like, tell your secretary printing everything up. Like that's like the guidance counselors making sure the grades straight. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all still out there. Have a good day. Have a good morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what principals and the administration do like all year. So, like get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Go to the meetings. Like, turn up at the end of the day and have a good year on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I be on some. Like, I've been around too long, and I've been educated. So I'm like, I'm looking at it like, come on now, like think about it. So, it's funny. Like, I didn't really check the score. I didn't get to watch the game. Okay. I know the Lakers lost. They season over. Shout out, I ain't gonna say shout out. I'm a big Lakers fan. I'm a fan, but I'm also an analyst, so I've got my analyst cap on. Since it's the playoff time, I can't really fan out. I'll be watching all the sports and all these. Like, these people be like, okay, most of it's like half. It's split in half. Okay, it's some former players. It's actually a lot of Hall of Fame type of players that are on broadcasting, but it's a lot of fanning out, and I cannot stand no analysts that fan out. Nobody should be in it. You can't cheer for a certain team as an analyst. That is the weakest. Like, I don't even want to watch. It's so bad. Like, they got so many weaklings and peasant-minded analysts on sports. It's not real. Y'all seen the little defensive coordinator? Somebody's son need to get fired for what he did with Shador and a little prank. I'm like, it's like one of the biggest days. I don't even care what we got drafted 7, like in the 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it like, I don't even know what these stories, like, it's so many like very disrespectful, very good old boy, old Ku Klux Klan type of energy going on in the sports world. I do not care about none that. I barely watch now. I'm telling you, I'm really a coach, so I'm looking at it like, the way I was looking at it at a young age, I really would have did some like very powerful stuff as far as like creating the teams, and I was supposed to be in the AAU realm and on like my own prep school, like football wise, and I'm looking at it like I still gonna do it. It's just like it's so many blockades, so many haters, so many doubters, and I did it in one of the roughest parts as far as people, like I said, whatever Ku Klux Klan club they in and hate club they in, I don't care about them. I care less. They very small. You know what I'm saying? I'm disrespecting you because I don't like you. I'm let that be known. because it was direct to these people that be hating on people with power and people who could speak. So I'm letting you know I don't like you, and they're gonna disrespect nothing I got going on, and I'm gonna keep stepping on your head and keep crushing you every time I speak. So I'm gonna continue to talk about what I would continue to speak on. Like I said, any concerned parent that's like me, I said, like, stay attuned, stay awake, like stay focused on the goal and the process. Things will still be staying. The greats will still be at the top, and it ain't no big deal or what. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I be looking at, like, I'm still like I'm so happy I started young. If I didn't start young, I wouldn't like be able to speak on this. Like, I'm telling you, because like it's like I look at it, I laugh about it. It's like I didn't miss nothing. Like I'm ahead of, like, I'm not ahead of where I want to be, but I'm up there. Like, I'm not never like down in this realm what I'm talking about. I'm not even close to being at the bottom of it. So I don't care where you are you professional or whether I went pro in 18. I went up to the school board. I signed all did the little packet. I went in there and did whatever CPR. I'm recertified 3-4 times after that, and I ain't really stunned what they talking about. I don't need the book to coach no sports. I don't need not a book, not a nothing. I just take some notes and be like, this is what I'm gonna do today. And I might need a refresher on something that I forgot because it's that much information, but it ain't never nothing that I didn't do. And like, the proof is what I produce. Like, my children are very successful, and I don't really, I don't mind nothing but what I got going on, especially now. I'm not trying to get in nobody business or whatever, but I do not want nothing to happen to my family, and I want them to have the most same amount of success that I'm gonna have and continue to have or had, and it's gonna continue to be success in my family, and that's how I speak. And I don't care who feel like they think they going against it, and we don't really care. And so with that being said, I can't. I be thinking about this, some of the craziest stuff going on in the world now. That is like, some people make themselves important just by mentioning your name. So it's like I had to really speak on that, like, in a very strong way, but not in, it's not really indirect. But it's funny to me. Continuing, like, if you have the opportunity to speak in the manner we did yesterday, just be prepared to have solutions. And, hopefully more people get that through their brain, because, like, that makes no sense to me. Like, we had an opportunity to put our input and questions, concerns. We got more meetings. Like, I'm actually happy. I enjoy it. It's like press conference when you go in these buildings and stuff. So I'm enjoying every time I stop in the building and getting the most information. I probably, like I said early on, I'm going to be looking for a real opportunity coaching. I want to be a coordinator so bad, and I think how many years it's been since I've been full time, but it's been a minute. The last time I was full time was right before COVID. So, I ain't really been taking off. I just, I went hard for a very long period. Like, I'm talking about, so it's like, now I'm looking at, I'm glad I had the break I had. I still helped. I went back home, helped 2 straight years in the springtime. So, I did a lot of, I went back to my home area. I would have coached a little league one year, but it was, I helped enough. I helped enough in my home area. Not that I like, not how I wanted it to, but I helped them just enough. But it ain't my fault. I was moved to South Florida at a young age, and I definitely not playing by my mom and my sisters. So, or their kids or my children. So, I can't, I'm only one being. So, I try my best. And like I said, the older they get, the more I can space out a little bit more, So, but we're gonna keep it light. We're gonna keep it not about just me. The next meeting, I'm telling you, look, anybody in Broward that know me, I ain't never been no hater. I ain't never been, I don't speak on nobody. Like, if I speak on you, it's very direct, and especially if it's what we call criticism. Like, I'll tell you straight up what it is. I don't have no criticism on nobody. Like, it is what it is. Like I'll be there June. What the lady told me June 10th. Oh yeah, that's what May 16th. They rescheduling the meeting that I was going to is May 16th. I don't know if I'm gonna attend. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing something. That's a big day in my family. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna be there or not. So at the end of the day, hey, hopefully I get there. Hopefully, I don't know how it's gonna work out for it, but I'm gonna go. I got. I think the 5th they having a big meeting that I wanted to go to. That I looked on the calendar in Palm Beach. Like I said, these people are very disrespectful to me in Palm Beach. So I'm not, and I did a lot, put a lot of time in. I'm talking about too disrespectful. And I ain't really like attacking. I really ain't paying it no mind. But I just am. I can't believe they actually disrespected me that much. I did a lot. So and then it made it, and when you have a family like mine, it looked like I'm doing it. I'm letting them do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting them. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that I can really speak on is just wild that I already peeped. Like like when people don't do the proper thing, you can't say I did that and he was the one who did it. Like come on, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't lump me in with somebody that I don't hang with, don't talk to. I'm talking about across the board. It don't matter who they are. Like, I didn't even know it till like now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my. And then these people all call themselves copying what I was doing because everybody know, like everybody was doing their own thing when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. When I had my child came when I was that age. Okay, yeah, I was still 22 because I turned 23 in June. So when Naya came, like I said, I switched to man, so much stuff. Like I still was in my mode as far as coaching though. I ain't capping on that. But it's so funny like how it worked out. I'm just happy like she getting older. The older she get, the better it is for me. I could tell her, because I really done got so like militant, like far as just like staying to myself. I don't have time to shoot the nothing with you if you ain't talking real talk. And I got a few people out there that I really want to stay. I ain't trying to connect with them, but I don't touch base with a few people. When I was during my summer, when I was working in summer camp, that not all of them, but a couple of them. Some people a little, they go with the good old boy club and they think they better because they, you taught them a couple of things and they, color their skin is more, whatever they thinking in their head, it ain't that in 2025. I can tell you that. It definitely ain't the 1900s, buddy. So, whatever I'm on like whoever, the color of the skin, it can be a big deal to me. I definitely don't want it to be a big deal to me. So that's what I could say on that. And so, like, hopefully I could get reconnected with these people that I got a lot of stuff I want to do with music, arts, and, sports is always going to be big. Always got to stay on your, as far as men, when being a man, you got to know how to protect yourself. You got to know how to, just use your mind and be very, I say organized. That's the way you will be able to have a successful family when you get older and mature to have kids and a family and a wife and all that good stuff. So with sports that helps you stay very disciplined. And I'm look, I know where I come, what background I have. So I'm not dissing the military, but American military do a lot of things that are improper after the fact and right before they get in, just to try to these people, this is stuff that I learned just from watching TV and news and people coming out, what they call, how that go. So it's not no stuff that was taught to me, it's just some stuff that I've seen through my own lenses and just observing, and just to make that clear. And make sure that's not the all be all. It's a lot of other ways to say discipline. Start working out 4 or 5 days a week. Go for a run every morning. Go for a run every evening. Go for a swim if you get you got enough money to pay for the pool, or you got a pool at your house, and just stay, shoot hoops. And like I said, I rather coach than do, because I know I used to exert a lot of energy when I was full time, and so hopefully I get back into it. I'm still looking. I ain't really looking hard. I could gonna say I'm not looking hard. But hopefully I'll be wanting people to really reach out to me because like I said, I put so much. I know a lot of referees, all kind of stuff. Like I had so much fun, I'm talking about that was the funniest part, just sitting there. I used to have fun talking up to the refs, man. I'm talking about I didn't cuss them out. I used to be like, what kind of call it? Like I'm talking about in the ear, like it was fun doing that, and I didn't I wasn't. I was like one of because I'll say some slick stuff to the ref, and I'm over here talking to all my players. Like I'm just like they confused because they know they missed that call. You know what I'm saying? I'll be having fun like that. So I used to know. I was always a savant for what as far as what's going on. With when the whole game. I'm talking about game when it's time for the primes. Like when his lights is on, I'm ready. The show is it. You feel me? And I prepare very well as a coach, so I never, I ain't never been at the bottom of that. So I want to get back into it. Hopefully, I get an opportunity. I probably I'm missing spring because it just started. It's May 1st, but I'm sure it started Monday. It's already Thursday. So hopefully I can get back into it. That being said, I'm gonna keep it short today. Remember, I'm gonna be in Broward, definitely June 10th. Don't miss it. I'm gonna be there. I don't want nobody crying saying he's going here and there. You know how you get older, you get teachers in the good old boy club start hating. They don't even know you. Why you coming over here thinking he's come speak up like all that behind the scene old. Man, I call it weird. I want all the kids to be successful. You strong enough to get to the top, and I want the upper echelon to be who they supposed to be. And I don't know I don't know crooked old disruptive ways to or shortcuts or hating on a child to get your child this. And I don't want to hear none of that in the future. Like y'all just gotta whoever is supposed to be in their place or in their place in the world, that's what they're gonna be. That's what they're supposed to be because of the work that they put in. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna get a quick update. The Houston won, the Lakers lost. OKC advanced already. Indiana Pacers advanced. I think the Knicks might have a game tonight. Miami Heat. Who did Miami Heat lost to? Who was the number one seed over there in the East? They got blown out. Who's number one seed? See, I've been needing my notes. I ain't want to write too much. I literally wrote like 2 sentences, so I try to do a little bit more. So it won't be so. I still had a lot to say. I tell you, I just went to the meeting, but that's why I said it's a continuation part to it. Educate. I did not going. I'm not going. If you missed it, I broke down the 7 executive orders from last week. Hopefully you could dissect that. They talking about a lot of people getting. I don't know how true it is. Most of them people are people like former soldiers. I ain't even finna go into what I seen them do. They really was putting people on 750 government jets and putting them right back where they came from, and they really wasn't being disruptive about it. Some people were complaining about it because it looked real bad on TV. That's propaganda. But these people didn't deserve to stay. That's just really what it was. It's like they mom and sisters and kids probably stayed, but that's how United States is. Like, you shouldn't have left your kids like that out to dry and did, but if you were born here, you native, you know what I'm saying? The 1800 signed an agreement that they made, and it was in process before that because they was already intertwined with the names that been here, and we ain't even stand no fake Mayflower story no more. And I get to this point because I'm not uneducated because they talk about it in elementary and it didn't tell us nothing. We're nothing. You just gotta have parents. You just gotta be tied in correctly and properly, and that's really what it goes down to be. I don't really have time to be beefing with nobody in the Americas because the United Americas now. That's what they called it. Or whatever they called it, the new LLC that they did in London that they redid. They don't really want to tell everybody. And the continent we in is called North America. So Canada is very big, and we better respect a little bit of what they do have authority in the world. So I ain't hating on Canada, and you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. I didn't even go to Canada yet, so. And I haven't been to London. My sister been to London, so I ain't really tripping. My nephew been to Egypt. I ain't really tripping. Her son. And I ain't really, it ain't all everything and all cracked up to be. They really need to start. I keep telling them about if I went federal. I have not. I've been in the state, and then it can get real big because people still disrespectful. I don't. Some people know how continents start being continents, and America look real small when you start continents and worldly and UN, and we could go that route anytime. And then this is my family, both sides, and I don't understand how people don't understand that. And I ain't really stunned nobody doing weirdo stuff in the world because they got a certain position. Because people vote, you got to do what the people say, not what you think. And got to get stuff regulated correctly. And and I'll be thinking about real adult stuff, and I'm trying my best not to be against these people that call themselves in position. So I'm really like thinking on a bigger stage, and it's like I'm 30. I just was talking about coaching sports, and then I could talk about being a politician in the next day, and I'm not really stunting it because I already put the work in and the time in since I've been a child. And I'm well, I gotta get my teeth fixed. I roast myself, get my hair. I got a barber around the corner that I coached. That's the best in the area, probably the best in the state of Florida. He's from New York. He's probably the best in New York too. So from the East Coast to down, he well connected. Well, it don't matter the South to the East. It don't matter. And actually got two barbers in the area, and they both were coached by me. And I, what I'm saying, like they really was on my football team when I was, around the corner. Like, it's not fake. So I ain't really true about this. And shout out to them because they still successful. And pretty much I ain't really, I be looking at it like this. I look at stuff like I be wanting to talk. It's like you cannot go against where you lay your head, but you also can't let the disrespect continue to happen. So that's my biggest thing with everything, So that being said, I spoke on the NBA playoffs. I can't remember who the Heat was playing. The Lightning lost to the Florida, so that's both Florida little teams, and I'm surprised they got beat 4-1 like that. That's NHL. I want to go. I went to a baseball game like 3 weeks ago, so I went to the Reds game versus the Angels. That was like opening week too. Maybe the next. It was probably the next second week or open. I can't remember which one it was, but it was beginning of the season. I looked at that team with the Rays. I know we got decent pitchers. We probably got to get out of that ballpark because we had a game. The Rays had a game where they won 16-1. Then we was getting beat. They hit 4 or 5 home runs every game on the opposite team. Got good pitching. Defense is pretty good. It's above average that I've seen from what I've seen. We don't make dumb errors. But I don't like how short that it would be the right field and it would be the left. You will be playing left field. I don't know how it goes. I'm not a baseball player, but I do know that short porch over there, they be knocking them sense. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go to a couple more games. The Marlins Stadium is pretty dope. I went there I think it was last year. I went to the Marlins Stadium, and I'm in South Florida. I might check out a game or two while I'm in the area. Hopefully, my child's birthday is in 13 days. Mine is in next month on the 18th. So I got some stuff going on. I got to get ready for her birthday. She's turning 11, and she's this is big. It's always gonna be big. I don't really care how she does. She's not. She's not spoiled, and she's very, very, very she's very when it comes to she's very grateful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so happy she developed and she's already in a mature mindset. She know how to cook already, cook her own pancakes and eggs, and you know what I'm saying? She only in the 6th grade, so everything developing how it's supposed to as far as her growing up, and I'm happy about that. She's very when she get on the mic, she go in. You feel me? When she get on the stage and perform, she go in. So I love my child. I'm happy. My niece and nephew the same way. But that's pretty much it. I ain't gonna go over 40 minutes down. I'm happy. Like I said, I gotta go to the meeting. I think it's the 5th. And man, I ain't gonna say too much. These people make me laugh. But we got a lot of meetings coming up. I'm gonna be attending. I really don't care what they think. I got children in the system. I'm not stunning nobody who mad because I'm pulling up. And they all getting older. I'm not you already know who I ain't fit. I always be hands on. I never hands on. These people don't see me when it was COVID. I was all in the cameras. The main one checking in what teacher, who teacher, I don't care what teacher, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not studying these people who be living in delusional land. And like I said, y'all continue to listen to my show. We will. I'm so, man, it's time. Days go by fast. Like, I want to get my podcast, like stations with Spotify and all that set up. I can't tell you why I'm being. I'm gonna get it set up. That's all I can say. And I don't really like. I ain't. It's just like I'm gonna put out information when I need to put it out. Like I could go sports, or I could go real big, and none of y'all talk better than me. Like when they go big, or when they go here, or sports. So, and thank y'all for listening. This is Dynasty the Show. I'm your host, Ira Bush. Y'all continue to stay tuned. I'm just happy these people have put this nice studio here down the street from where I live. It's here. I'm gonna keep using it. I'm gonna appreciate all y'all for listening. Just continue to stay, man. Watch your children. Don't let this stuff go over your head. All these rule changes is happening. And you know, that's pretty much it. Shout out to my mom, my sisters, my grandma, my grandfather, my grandmother, my grandfather, my great aunts, all that. Love all y'all. Appreciate you, I appreciate everybody. I can't say too much on about family, but I'm very proud of what's gonna happen for me, and I don't care what they done did. I know we're gonna overcome everything. So, and that could go for you as if you have similar stories or something happened to you. So just have a positive mindset, and continue to grow, and that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for listening.